When you make a movie like this, especially a character like this, that's for a specific fan. Now, you can tailor it for a wider audience, but you got to consider the people for a niche character like this. The ones who come in wearing the shirts, you know, wearing that one nerd that got on a Venom mask, you know what I mean? All come in there, Venom cosplay, you know, and there are people like that.
Sure.
Man, come on, you can't do them like this. And you know, everybody saw Marvel had Spider-Man finally brought that boy home. Finally brought him home.
Treated him right.
And treated him right, did him and made sure
Gave
he
him
did
a nice bed to sleep in and a hot meal.
Yeah, and made sure they raised the boy right. He did everybody nice out there.
Yeah.
Respectful. And everybody said, well, man, you know, Marvel can't do no wrong, so if they got Spider-Man and they doing Spider-Man right, oh shit, that Venom just around the corner. and Sony said, bullshit. We keeping this. Hey, look, we gave Spider-Man away because we were fucking it up. We ain't giving all that away just yet. No, hell no, y'all out y'all's mind. We think we gonna give that to Marvel. Marvel can kiss my ass. What? I said, we just barring them right now. Of course, we're talking about the famous villain / anti-hero that was made so popular in Marvel Comics because he was one of the biggest villains of Spider-Man, one of the biggest foes that he had. Words have come out that this is funny.
Yeah.
Yes. And
a humorous take on the character.
Venom. People like, yeah, but when I thought Venom, I didn't want no fucking comedy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Venom, and then we'll be back with our review.
Guys, you do not want to do this, trust me.
Rolling down the street like a bird in the wind.
Yeah, Corey, you can't stop it for that turd in the wind. We're just all turds in the wind.
How proud were they when they wrote that line?
Fuck who wrote it. Who actually accepted it and let it pass through? Oh, that's great, man. That's great. We gotta pass it through. We talking about Venom, but this got problems before Venom even shows up. before Venom even pops on the scene. I was already having trouble with this. I was having trouble because watching this, I was having trouble just buying Tom Hardy as the character of Eddie Brock. He's supposed to be this hard-hitting journalist / vlogger.
Ambush journalist.
And yeah, exactly. And with his vlog, he's taken down corruption, brought down politicians. And the funny thing is, like, you know that he ain't intimidated by authority because Martin, he got a motorbike.
Oh, he's a rebel.
You ask yourself after you see him on the motorbike, like, well, how many times you fell and busted your head on that? Because you talk like you have multiple brain injuries going on.
Yeah.
Through the whole movie, he's going around telling me, no, you gotta understand, I'm just trying to find the truth in a crack rock. You know what I'm saying, man? I'll suck your dick for the truth. Because he talked like he's a mentally challenged drug addict.
Yeah, well, I guess the whole thing is he's a transplant from New York. Because they mentioned that he got kicked out of New York working for the Daily Globe. One of the little Easter eggs they throw in there. And now he's in San Francisco, but he's New York hard. He's real. He's gritty.
Oh, really? Is that why he talks so soft?
That's why he talks like that.
I'm from the streets of the Bronx, man. It wouldn't be so bad with that character and that mannerism. Now, if you're looking for the original comic character, then yeah, you got a bigger problem. But as far as the movie goes, things change in movies. And
sure, I'm not going to look to compare it. You know, bring up the comic and compare panel to screen. Well, how come he's not 6 feet tall? How come he's not?
How come he's not blonde? Yeah, exactly.
He's not blonde. It's like, all right, get over that.
Yeah, which is what the original Eddie Brock was like. Eddie Brock was, he was in addition to being a journalist, he was a kind of a tough guy, a bully.
Yeah,
he's an asshole.
Yeah, and he was on steroids all the time.
Yeah, he was mad all the time.
Full of roid rage. Yeah, gotta take those goddamn pictures.
Like with this, like I'm not buying that he's like a journalist. Now, if they had made him sort of like because like I said, he's respected, But I feel like with the kind of mannerism he had, it should have been made more like Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. The only reason why I say this is because he's just, I could see him being respected, and I could see him. Not respect. I could see him getting the job done, and people like taking his stories.
Yeah.
Because he gives results. But I can also see people like not liking him because he gets them in slimy ways. He just seems like again, he seems Weasley, and everybody just loves this guy too. Every time he goes around town, he's like a local hero. He every time he walks into a building, people are like, "Hey, Eddie, what's going on?" And he's in his, he's got a hot girlfriend. Michelle Williams is the girlfriend, and with her, even then, I didn't know if I could buy that because she's such a professional.
Yeah, it was hard to buy that relationship.
Exactly.
It seemed like they had nothing in common, and they're on completely different schedules. And you just looked at him, it's like, what is she seeing him exactly?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not even like, I'm not saying a guy like that can't get a girl that looks like that, but you see, like, their lifestyle is different. Like, he's a schlub and she's a professional, and just like they don't have the same trajectory in life, the same goals. Don't think that I'm just, again, looking at this character and I'm coming in with some sort of bias against it already, because to be honest with you, I actually like the character when the character is probably not supposed to be liked the most, because if you not to spoil too much here, but if you've kept up with the comics, you know one thing about the character, he hits on hard times.
Yeah,
and even then, when he hits on hard times, like maybe it could be my bias for Tom Hardy because he is my top 3 of favorite actors, but I have to say the character. They make the character very likable, even after he's been somewhat of a little sniveling asshole, because he does things to his girlfriend that are invaded, and it is an invasion of her privacy, which breaks up their relationship. He can't do his job because he's trying to go out there and again be this journalist that gets anything for the truth. He loses everything because of his irresponsibility. But I have to say though, when the character lost everything, I actually liked him because he was still cool with people. He's cool with the girlfriend's or the ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend. He's still going around, even though he ain't got no money. He's still giving money to homeless people. People start shit with him in the bar, and he's like, "It's cool, man." It's like I like the character.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. I found it to be calculating, very very calculated and disingenuous. Because here's a chance to really show an emotional arc with this character.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's the Adam Sandler syndrome of like, no matter how much he might do asshole stuff, he still likes kids. He still gives money to homeless people. I'm like, wait, you don't have a job and you have an apartment in San Francisco, the most expensive city in the United States. You lost your job, you're gonna lose that apartment in a month, but you're gonna give a homeless person $20? Are you fucking crazy? I'm supposed to just believe this?
Martin, that's how big his heart was. And I'll tell you why I like Eddie Brock. Because when Venom show up, he like, Eddie, all right. But when Venom show up, the motherfucker who's the title of the movie, the main star.
The titular character.
Yeah. The dude, the main guy that the movie is about, Venom, when he gets on, then that's when shit gets real stupid. People are like, no, it was stupid. No, you don't understand.
No. I swear to God, it's like Venom showed up and all he's ever seen while he was floating in space were Freddy Krueger movies. That's all he does. He's like doing a Freddy Krueger impression the whole time.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Making wise cracks and puns with that deep voice. This bitch is fucking up his own movie, man. It's like people like saying, yeah, I heard it was already stupid. Not like it is when he gets on the screen. Because at that point, that's when it goes into this weird slapstick mode. I mean, I'm not talking about puns. I'm not talking about just straight out comedy. I'm talking about hijinks. I'm talking about slapstick. You gonna get your ass beat by that stick plenty of times watching this movie, man. And you know what? At first, I'm not even bothered by it. It's like, all right, because I can kind of get it. This is a guy who he has a parasite that's taken over his motor skills, and during that time, Tom Hardy himself, you could see him. Tom Hardy, the reason why I like him because he wants to transform himself into so many different characters. That chameleon thing going on. Yeah. And I could see him where he says, I played all kind of serious roles, tough guys, serious dramas, action movies. I want to do something that's a little more lighthearted and fun. And he is having fun with the goofier scenes of him and Venom. And look, when they start out, you kind of let it slide for a little bit. All right, they just met each other. They're going through a rough period. Some goofiness will probably be had.
Oh,
What are you doing?
I'm putting my hands up.
I'm surprised they didn't change it into a giant mallet.
Yeah, exactly, man. This shit is, you know what you just saw right there? You're looking at this. I want you to see this. You're looking at Green Lantern, except it's black. This is Green Lantern level
That's the thing I thought.
of wackiness going on.
Because up until Venom gets there, I was just like, all right, this isn't Green Lantern level. It's more Daredevil level. Maybe Ghost Rider. But once it gets to Venom, then it's like, yeah, it's Green Lantern now.
No, you're probably looking at this and laughing a little bit, but it gets sillier from there. This is a straight up action scene compared to what they do later. But they really try to push hard for a laugh to the point it's uncomfortable. It's embarrassing. I'm not just talking about, Marvel sort of funniness. I'm talking about this turns into a comedy straight out of the 80s and 90s. There are points here. There's one scene in the movie where Tom Hardy goes in a restaurant and just starts doing some, like whimsical shit. Like he's bouncing around the restaurant, cracking jokes until he finally jumps into a lobster tank and eats a lobster alive. And it's all played up for laughs, and they just keep going and going. And now this is a Venom movie, y'all. All right? And right here, they're not just trying to present comedy, they are pushing it too far.
Yeah.
They would be too far for a regular comedy.
Right.
But no, this is Venom. While he's doing that, they can't even figure out what his personality is.
I know.
Sometimes he's a straight up Bond villain, talking that outstanding, well done, good job. But then they get to the point where, like right here, where in that fight scene.
Outstanding. Now, let's bite all the heads off, pile them up in the corner.
Why would we do that?
Okay, well, that's in character for Venom, but then for some reason they don't explain. He just starts talking like a dude on the street.
Hey, Eddie.
Who the hell is this guy?
I know.
What's up with that?
There are so many things that are just random that occur in this movie. Like when Venom pops up and introduces himself to Eddie Brock, he says, "Hi, Eddie, I'm Venom." It's like, why is your name Venom? He never explained why.
Yeah, I know.
It's like,
even with the other symbiotes where they have their names, you're like, okay.
Okay, yeah, where y'all get these nicknames from?
Right.
these gang names, where they never explain that. He straight up, he says, "Hi, I'm Venom," and I'm thinking, okay, where the fuck did you get the name from? Are you poison? I don't. What's going on?
Have you been on Earth a while?
Yeah, brother. Do you know what Venom is? Hi, I'm heroin.
It's a sweet sticky candy, right? No, not exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Venom. Well, it sounds better than meth.
But they have to still flash back to the overall plot, and that's the only thing that makes the Venom Eddie Brock stuff look good is when they go back to the real plot, and you're like, oh, this shit.
Oh, this, yeah.
Oh my
this
God.
bullshit again.
Y'all are just not trying at all. Okay, evil corporate scientists.
Yeah.
Indian Elon Musk, I guess. Yeah. You would hope they would just spend some time going over a little bit of it, or bring somebody in to go like, all right, guys, how can we make this make sense? And maybe they did, and people just gave up on it.
Riz Ahmed, they don't need, again, talking about no character, but he's just the evil villain in this.
Yeah.
And let me just say this. No, I would love for him to be an evil villain because I would love to have an evil cackle, twirl a mustache or something, But the whole time he's going through the movie, he looks just like he does in this still, just going with his eyes wide open. Everything that he says, and he says some of the dumbest lines.
Some of the dumbest.
And he does it with a straight face. With this face right here, bring me my creature. It's like, brother, you really, man?
Was that a command, or were you just musing to yourself?
Launch the rocket. You just asked for this today, right? They didn't even have one scene where there's a dude where he's like, we're going to go into space. And one dude's behind him like, what the fuck? Did you see that part?
I did see that.
There was one dude who was like he didn't read the script. He's like, wait a minute, what the fuck, really? Yeah, like, man, none of the motivation here makes sense. It is not clear what the motivation is for Venom or any other than Venom-like characters here. And when they do actually, like, when they actually give the reason, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to see it for yourself. When they give a reason for why Venom is not completely evil, the theater just cracked up. They just start laughing out loud. And I will tell you this: it's almost because we're not at this point. We're not watching a buddy sci-fi film. We're watching a romance.
Sure.
Venom wants to fuck Eddie. You don't know why that motivation is there in the last 10 minutes of the movie. How come you want to destroy her? Oh, Eddie, because you got that dick. That's like, you know. The ending is rushed. They had this character Riot, who's been going through and there he is in the comics. There's a character Riot who, through the whole movie, has just been taken over nameless actors, nobody actors, and they've been going through the whole movie all cracked out and shit, all hypnotized, and that's the only thing we know. And then, during the last 10 minutes of the movie, that's when we start to hear all this shit about why he's here and what he's doing. And by the way, it's so rushed that it doesn't make any sense.
It's funny how it's rushed, but Riot takes 6 months to get from Hong Kong to San Francisco on an airplane.
And it's funny because they try to give you this big backstory where y'all didn't give a fuck. That was never a priority.
No.
It was never a priority for you at all. Don't give me this story. You might as well just have Riot show me just like, man, I'm just here to beat your ass.
It would have made more sense.
Yeah, it really would not made any sense. It would have been better. Trust me, it would have been better if Riot had shown him like, motherfucker, you owe me $10. I'm gonna get my shit.
Yeah.
All they're trying to do is rush you to this fight where we just have one special effect fighting another one. Which, by the way, that fight right there between these two Venom creatures, it looks like two globs of diarrhea going at each other.
It reminded me of Michael Bay's Transformers.
That's what a lot of people are saying. They're saying like, why? Because when you look at them, you can't tell them apart.
Right.
There are so many bizarre, surreal things happening with the movie that even in the middle of tweets, people are like, I don't know what to make of this. Let me help you out. It's some bullshit. You're confused because nothing was written properly. All of it just happens at a free will of whatever they think this character should do at any given moment. And I know, look, this might work for some people out there. If you're not a fan of the comic, all right, maybe the more surreal parts of this, maybe the dark humor will work for you. Maybe the wackiness will work. I don't know. Or speaking of the dark humor, if you were just a Venom fan, maybe that will work for you right there. Like we were talking about, one guy loves it. I'm sure there are people out there who just want to see Venom. I do think that a Venom movie can be done without Spider-Man, because they fucking did it already. It's called Upgrade.
Yeah.
This movie is exactly, you remember we said like this movie looks like Upgrade right down to having Tom Hardy in it?
Yeah. I remember we said that, and I thought, man, this is gonna make me sit through Venom and say, man, you got to be as good as Upgrade. Oh, you're not measuring up to Upgrade. It ain't even close to Upgrade.
No,
it's a joke.
It was like somebody did Upgrade and then gave it to a 6-year-old and said, hey, recreate this.
Yeah.
It's a better script. It's better acted. It's more consistent. It's rated R.
Yeah.
So
that does make a big difference.
Yeah. So it's shorter. It's a better story. It's more imaginative, more clever. That's the Venom movie that you wanted, and you saw it probably months ago. It looks like they had the possibility of nailing the character down. They have some cool action scenes in here where they actually create the right tone. And I'm not talking about the movie should have been a horror movie, but there are some moments where they create the right atmosphere. It's kind of a horrific atmosphere. It's disorienting. Venom is in the darkness, beating the shit out of people.
Mask! Copy.
He like, damn, brother, you had to do me like that.
I'm just a working stiff.
He's like, man, you
broke into here.
Yeah, you flopped my ass around like a dish rag and then threw me through the window and making me look stupid. The argument is that maybe Sony should keep it because Marvel can't do anything with it, and I disagree with that. I think that if you planning, writing, hitting good plot points, proper character development, characters you care about, you can create that with anything.
The thing is, for me, is I felt like, you know, it's not quite some old bullshit. It's more of a low rental just because there's some of it, about half of it, that's just okay. I've never been a fan of Venom. Like that's why Spider-Man 3 doesn't bother me. When Barry was like, man, he ruined Venom, I was like, it's kind of a dumb character anyway. So here I go like, yeah, see? It just doesn't work.
I don't agree with that. I think it could.
Let me finish.
Yes, sir.
It could work, but you have to have somebody who loves the character and is good at their job.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they like the character here, but they are definitely not good at their job.
I know a lot of your reviews say, well, it didn't make me mad, which, that's not my basis for, like, put down a movie or not, but this one pissed me the fuck off.
I was laughing my ass off.
No, I was laughing too. I did walk out with a smile, but I hate it in this day and time. Just on principle alone, I was kind of pissed off at this because in this day and age, when somebody's doing it right and they're trying to work with you, you should at least try to meet them halfway.
Can I help you with that? I got it. Just give me a chance.
Yeah. Oh, even like that, it's like mine. Sony, you don't get it. You just don't get it, and you don't want to. This and the reason why.
You know what I'm done. Right?
Was that?
I wasn't finished.
No, please go ahead then, because I got some shit to say about this.
Okay.
Please, I'm so sorry.
I just want to wrap up and say that I'm giving it a low rental because when I watched the trailer, this is what I saw. The movie I saw last night was the exact movie I thought I was looking at in the trailer, and I see a high and a low, and this is where it came out at. And that was it. I was a low rental until we got to the stinger.
I was about to say, and y'all,
and it was teetering, but that stinger just pushed it. It wasn't like it tipped it over into some old bullshit. It did one of those 300. This is Sparta kicks to it.
Okay,
because I sat there like, you have got to be kidding me.
Martin,
guys, please, just somebody laugh and say this part is just comedy and you're not really setting this up for the sequel.
Oh, Martin, I thought this was going to be you and me at first. I was like, we are right there. We are right. So with some old bullshit, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Man, y'all got to stick around because we're going to talk about this thing. I don't give a fuck if y'all want to hear spoilers or not. Y'all got to hear this. You going to hear this.
They have a after credit stinger that's really them trying to make up for everything you just saw for the previous 2 hours. And it almost does it.
It really is something like, even when a movie knows that it's fucked up already, they even try to, like, before you leave it there, like they already apologize. We sorry. Here, take this as a concession prize. or whatever. I mean, when you make a movie like this, especially a character like this, that's for a specific fan. Now, you can tailor it for a wider audience,
right.
But you got to consider the people for a niche character like this, the ones who come in wearing the shirts, you know, wearing that one nerd that got on a Venom mask, you know what I mean? All come in there, Venom cosplay, you know, and there are people like that.
Sure.
Man, come on, you can't do them like this. And You can't do, man. And it's not only that you did not even have any regard for these people at all. It's that you actually had no regard for the filmmaking itself. You took this shit back to a day when studios in general had the property, didn't know about the character, and didn't care. They just wanted to get it made.
Yeah.
They didn't want. Now, you know, we've seen it many times throughout the years. We've seen it pre-Batman, before Tim Burton's Batman came out.
Yeah.
We've seen it right before Iron Man. Mm-hmm. There were some people just releasing superhero movies just to make a buck.
Sure.
And, you know, and before that, before Iron Man, that's when you were getting some of the worst. That's when you were getting the superhero movies that were actually not even pushed for the property, but because we had a name. We had a celebrity like Ben Affleck trying to sell Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or we had an Academy Award-winning director, well-known director, Ang Lee, who tried to do the Hulk. By the way, 2003 was a shitty year for superhero movies.
Oh, it was bad.
No, that's
and we had to just take him and smile.
What we got right now is so much worse than those two, because we're going back to not only movies that are being released with a property, but they taking characters that need the other superhero to be in it.
Yeah.
We're going back to Catwoman.
Right.
Well, nobody want, but not only did we get Catwoman with no Batman, but we got like a knockoff Catwoman too. A woman who Halle Berry played a woman who found a magical Egyptian amulet who turned her into give her the power of a cat. Give you even one better. Steel.
With a will of iron, a heart of gold, and a body of steel.
And Superman nowhere near.
And no Superman. No Superman at all. Shaq and a bunch of explosions. No Superman to be found anyway. Yeah, nigga, you keep on doing your thing. You need Spider-Man in this one.
Well, Spider-Man is what gave Venom motivation, that made him interesting.
He's got the goddamn spider logo on his chest.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is, I'm like I said, you can make a movie without Venom. Okay, you can. But for the people out there who this would really appeal to, the whole thing with Venom is that his hatred of Spider-Man was combined with Eddie Brock's hatred of Spider-Man too, because before Venom even got to the picture, Eddie Brock was mad as fuck.
You made a fool of Eddie Brock whenever you could. It cost me my job, my reputation, my health.
Okay, this is very homoerotic. You ruined everything for me with your sexy ass. Nice tights. But when
he's about to turn into Mike Tyson.
I'll eat your asshole alive, Spider-Man. But when they do Eddie Brock, if it's done right, it could be. That's why they call it a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Because they have the same interest. Sony, stop! Just stop. No. You know what? This is why Marvel. I know y'all gonna call me all kind of Marvel bitches and hoes, but let's get real with it. This is why Marvel does what they do. They take a character, even a character nobody gives a shit about. I don't care how fine and how charismatic Iron Man is. Nobody was giving a fuck about Iron Man.
It's the fact that they didn't have the rights to Spider-Man and the X-Men that made them focus on characters like Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor.
And they took it and they made something out of it. And the reason why Marvel succeeds is because they know what the fans want. However, they're able to take these characters and tailor them even for a mainstream audience. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine.
And they're always aware of what's at stake.
Yes. Yes, they are. They're always aware of what's at stake. Here, I can't believe this. You had something good, and you fucked it up. They took Spider-Man, Marvel got it. They did right by this boy. Everybody loves him. There was they left an opening for Venom to come into the picture.
True.
And you were still greedy about it. You just couldn't wait. You had to have your money today. And that is why you lose. This shit ain't gonna go nowhere. It ain't gonna be no Spider-Verse like you thought it was. You ain't gonna have this whole what's the other one? Silver Sable, the Sinister Six,
Morbius,
the fucking vampire,
Kraven the Hunter.
Who's that cat? What is it? The Black Canary?
The Black Cat.
You ain't the Black Cat. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You could have had it. You could have worked with Marvel, but you fucked it up, and now ain't nobody happy. The fans ain't happy. Tom Hardy looking at this shit right now. He ain't gonna want to do another one. I guarantee you. And if he does, his heart ain't gonna be into it. And we all could have gone home at the end of the day with something good. But Sony, this is why niggas can't have nothing. Sit your ass down. It ain't done yet. I was about to actually say, you know what? Out of all this, I don't want to be them.
Right.
People laughing, people having a good time. They know not everybody's a nerd. And not everybody likes, not everybody,
Yeah, I'm not gay for Venom.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be exactly like it is in my head.
And I was
whatever.
gonna say, I got some good laughs out of this. It's a good bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, man, this is a low rent. I even like some of the comedy in this. When y'all making
Yeah, but
fun
so
of me,
often you laugh, you genuinely laugh.
but then, and when I was already like, you know what, this is as low as possible rental. But then, and maybe I should have left because that.
I know.
Let me just sit down. No, I don't give a fuck about spoilers. Sit down. You need to hear this. We were about to walk out the theater. Everybody, everything was about to be clear, and more people probably would have been all right like me.
Matter of fact,
And
I was
Mark.
definitely getting up. And you passed the message down like, oh no, there's another scene coming.
I'm sorry.
I'm not.
And then
I'd be sitting here going like, well, guys, it wasn't that bad.
and then they had to say, here's your stinger, people. Here's your spoiler. They show Eddie Brock going to Alcatraz or something, and he gets in there, and there's a cage in the middle of the room. They walk up there, and the first thing you see, before you even see a face, you see the worst looking fire red wig you've ever seen.
It looks like something you buy from the Halloween store.
This shit looked like...
I'm sorry. I meant from the grocery store
Yeah.
at Halloween.
I was like, oh shit, they got Carrot Top to do a cameo on this. It is the Sammy said it looked like Little Orphan Annie. It's like this is some Ronald McDonald shit going on.
Ronald McDonald's what I thought of.
And then they have the nerve that I don't know how this man got talked into this. Turn around and it's Woody Harrelson wearing this shit.
Yeah.
And we all know Woody Harrelson's bald anyway.
Uh-huh.
And who put this? It ain't even though it don't look convincing. It don't even look. The shit looks fake. But he says, "I'm gonna get out of here, Eddie, and when I do, there's gonna be carnage."
And it is just like that.
I am not exaggerating. Carlos told me, he's like, "But man, it looks bad. It looks bad, but that's how it looks in the comic." No, it ain't. I looked at that and I was like, hey, no. That looks nothing like that shit that he had on. It ain't finished yet. We stayed for the second one. This is the apology. And the only thing, they even fucked up on the apology. Because they could have just said this. What they did was they showed a preview for Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
If they had just said, we're sorry, stay tuned for a better movie or whatever. And another Sony property coming up is this. But they didn't say, they said, they tried to connect it. A family film, they tried to connect to this dark PG-13 movie. They said, it came up. Meanwhile, in another universe.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You tried to connect this shit by attaching a commercial. Man, I'm almost giving this a fuck you for what they pulled. They did not know what they were doing, even with that stinger.
See, I can be mad about that because that stinger, it's beautiful.
Oh, it is.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
I'm mad because they
It's
attached it to
breathtaking.
this.
I mean, I felt like, okay, you fucked me over, but at least you gave me this.
Fuck y'all for doing this, man. I'm still giving it a bullshit, but this is some old bullshit. But this from beginning to the very end, even when the movie was off, y'all fucked that all up. Sammy, go ahead, man.
I'm sure at this point, Mar was like, that's all right.
I just got lost in this.
No, y'all got it. Keep going.
The only question I have is, who is this movie for? Because half the time it's for like little babies with all the slapsticky craziness going on, but then they're dropping like, there's like a scene where it's like, I don't give a shit. Well, you don't give a shit. Well, we don't give a shit. They use all their shits in one scene for some reason. And then I think they even dropped an F-bomb at one point.
They do.
Yeah, they're one they can in PG-13. And I'm watching this like, why, like you said, why couldn't you just wait? Why couldn't you just wait and share it? Like, I didn't get mad like you. I was on a rental for the longest time too, but then I was just thinking about it more, and I'm like, this is some old bullshit. But you're never bored.
Yeah.
Which is the interesting thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying you're having fun or you like it necessarily, but you're just bored. And you're not bored, but you're just bored waiting for stuff to happen, and then the stuff happens. Like, if you want to see Venom titties, you get to see Venom titties in this movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Like-
and ass too.
And ass too.
But see, you know what? That's a good thing.
He's laughing over there because that thought is in his head now, and I saw it and I can't get it out. And people have been saying it, like they said, this is the best superhero movie to come out of 2004, and that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true.